Breaking team coverage at noon. Cape Coral police responding to calls of shots fired. The impact the scene is having on children.
Breaking at noon. Gas station guzzle. The break-in happening overnight. Thousands of dollars taken from the store.
Also breaking at noon, a major leader in Germany stepping down. What Angela Merkel has to say about her successor.
A hate-fueled attack on a Pennsylvania synagogue. 11 people dead. Today, the accused shooter scheduled to face a judge for the first time.
Well, breaking team coverage at noon of a tense situation in Cape Coral. Police responding to a call about shots fired on Santa Barbara Boulevard, just west of Veterans Parkway. We're learning that this scene is impacting children. NBC2's Delia D'Ambra is keeping tabs on that. But first, let's go to the scene where Cape Coral police are responding. And that's where we find NBC2's Jesse Pagan. Jesse.
Amanda, the vast majority of the police officers that were here have cleared out by now from the apartment complex. I want to give you a look from above our tower cam one more time, and you can see the vastness of this place. You can see where the yellow tape is surrounding the apartment complex. That parking lot was full of police officers, but everything surrounding that as well, as they blocked off Santa Barbara Boulevard. Police officers got here just about 8:30 this morning, and that's when they swarmed the entire place. Really, shortly after that, they called in a Bearcat the armored vehicle, and others were standing by with guns drawn. We saw them with our own eyes. An officer talked on the loudspeaker from the Bearcat, telling someone in Unit 103 to come out. Seconds after, we saw officers with two women next to that armored vehicle, their hands up, and then shortly after tied behind their backs. Neighbors just a door away say they heard it all right from inside their living rooms.
I was sitting there watching the news, and I heard two gunshots. And then a little bit of a hesitation, or a little bit of a, and then pop, 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 three more right away, yeah.
And back again from above, you can see just one lone CCPD officer standing guard inside that yellow tape on the lower right apartment unit. That's where we're told that everything focused. Back here on the ground, public information officer for Cape Coral Police told me that it seems to be about 4 people involved in all of this. They're telling me 3 were inside the apartment complex just over my shoulder, 2 women and a man. Another man, a 4th person, a 2nd man, then came back to the scene, and we're told he may possibly be a victim in all this. All 4 are at police headquarters right now being questioned and detained. Police officers tell me that they're working to figure out exactly what happened here, if any of those 4 people will face any charges, and if any of them will be arrested. So far, we do know that no one was hurt. We're live in Cape Coral this afternoon. I'm Jesse Pagan, NBC2.
That last part is critical, Jesse. Thanks for that update. Glad no one is hurt. You just saw in Jesse's report, this is all unfolding in a densely populated part of the city. It has been a terrifying morning for a nearby education center. Brighton Academy had to go on lockdown earlier today amid this investigation. NBC2's Delia D'Ambra checked in with the school and parents who are, Delia, understandably concerned.
This early childhood learning center is here about 3.5 blocks south of where police say that reported shooting happened. As soon as staff here at the school found out shots were fired around 8:30 this morning, they immediately pulled all of the kids in who were outside and locked all of the doors. Police reported shots fired in the condo complex close to the school right as most families were dropping kids off. The school is private and watches infants all the way up to 5th grade. Administrators with Brighton Academy said every child that was outside playing had to come inside, and no one was allowed to leave until police said it was safe. Police set up a roadblock just outside the school's doors on Gleason Parkway and Santa Barbara Boulevard. Parents dropping their kids off were confused by the traffic backups and even more shocked that a shooting had happened so close.
It's definitely scary because you don't think things would happen like that in the Cape. I'm like, what the heck? What could they possibly be shooting about? So, I mean, that's kind of what I think about. I hope it's just preventable in the future, especially near my kids' school.
Now, school operations are back to normal here at Brighton Academy. That lockdown has been lifted, and I just want to give you a look here down Santa Barbara Boulevard. This is headed north. That's the intersection at Gleason Parkway. Traffic back to normal, running smoothly as ever. And again, I talked to all of the neighbors kind of around this general area. Very scary morning. We also reached out to Lee County Schools because the nearest school for Lee County to here is Cape Coral High School, but Lee County says none of its schools' operations were interrupted or they went on lockdown this morning. I'm live in Cape Coral, Delia D'Ambra, NBC2.
Now to the devastating tragedy in Pittsburgh, where a deadly shooting claimed the lives of 11 people in a synagogue. NBC2 has complete coverage on this Monday afternoon, unraveling how another place of worship could be the site of such a horrific incident. Let's get started with NBC's Jay Gray, who is in Pittsburgh.
Memorials overnight in this grieving city, pulled together by its pain.
We needed to be here because at times like these, we need community. We need the comfort of each other. We need love, not hate.
Hate unleashed, federal agents say, by 46-year-old Robert Bowers as he burst through the doors of the Tree of Life Synagogue with an assault rifle and 3 high-powered pistols.
I heard what sounded like gunshots, smelled gunpowder.
When the shooting stopped, 11 were dead, 6 more, including 4 police officers, wounded. Initial court filings show Bowers told arresting officers, quote, "They're committing genocide to my people. I just want to kill Jews." His social media history is littered with anti-Semitic hate speech and includes a cryptic post just before the attack that reads in part, "Screw your optics, I'm going in." Jeffrey Myers is the rabbi at Tree of Life.
My holy place has been defiled.
Speaking for the first time since the attack and promising, like so many here,
We will rebuild to be a stronger tree, offering a new light.
after the darkest and likely deadliest attack ever on a Jewish community in America. Jay Gray, NBC News, Pittsburgh.
We've also learned that a rabbi who helped alert authorities did so because of a recent security training. He says a security expert told him in the last few months that he was living in a new era and needed to carry a cell phone on the Sabbath. The suspected shooter, 46-year-old Robert Bowers, charged with 29 federal crimes related to Saturday's massacre at that synagogue in Pittsburgh. Court papers say Bowers made statements about genocide and about killing Jewish people. Today is his first court appearance. He just arrived within the last 20 minutes.
And today, the families of the 11 victims are preparing for funerals. NBC2's Brenna Weick is in the control room looking into how the Trump administration is responding. Brenna.
Amanda, President Donald Trump condemned the attack on Tree of Life Synagogue, calling it an act of evil. He says he plans to visit Pittsburgh to show his support, but synagogue officials are split on a potential presidential visit to their city. Rabbi Jeffrey Myers, who was leading services at the synagogue during Saturday's mass shooting, says the president is certainly welcome to visit. But the former president of the synagogue says President Trump isn't welcome. Lynette Lederman says the president promotes hate speech. For that reason, she does not want Mr. Trump visiting the grieving congregation. Lederman has spoken highly of the mayor and county executive in Pittsburgh, saying their values better represent the Jewish community than the values of the president of the United States.
Because he's the purveyor of hate speech. The hypocritical words that come from him tell me nothing. We have very, very strong leadership in this city. We have people who stand by us, who believe in values, not just Jewish values, but believe in values. And those are not the values of this president. And I do not welcome him to Pittsburgh.
President Trump has not said when he'll make that stop in Pittsburgh. His website lists Make America Great Again rallies Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this week. His stop Wednesday being here in Fort Myers. Live in the control room, Brenna Weick, NBC2.
All right, Brenna, thank you. Our coverage on this story continues at 12:30. We'll take you live to Pittsburgh, where court documents provide glimpses of the terrifying moment that 11 people were killed. Breaking at noon, Lee County deputies surrounded a gas station in Buckingham near Orange River Road. That manager confirming with NBC2 that thousands of dollars were stolen. NBC2's Shannon Clow is at the gas station as the crime scene unfolded.
Investigators have been here on scene all morning long, going through the store behind me, looking for evidence that could lead them to a suspect. The manager at the store tells me when he unlocked the door this morning, he knew something wasn't right. He checked the cash register to find the money gone, and he says the ATM machine was also broken into. He tells me that totals $7,000 gone, and that's not all. He says $25,000 in cigarettes was also stolen.
Then I looked the back door, and back door is the vandalized, and they came in for back door. Hopefully they're gonna caught is the sheriff police. They're gonna check the fingerprint.
The manager going on to tell me that he's going to look through the security cameras, hoping to find whoever did it at all angles. I'm in Lee County. Shannon Clow, NBC2.
Shannon, thank you. We've got some breaking new details today about the shakeup in Germany politics, the country with the largest economy in Europe.
Chancellor Angela Merkel says that this will be her final parliamentary term in the role. She plans to give up that role in December. All that's according to the DPA news agency. They have cited unidentified party sources. It has been widely assumed that this would be Merkel's final term as chancellor, but before the reported remarks, she had not confirmed that herself. Merkel says she will not try to influence talks on who succeeds her as a conservative party leader. The current parliamentary term ends in 2021.
We're not even to Halloween and Thanksgiving, but retailers are ready for Christmas and shoppers are too.
Ahead at noon, Christmas fanatics already getting ready for the holiday season.
Also still to come, breaking news on NBC2, a plane crash in Indonesia. All passengers on board feared dead.
And do what you can to spend as much time outdoors today because the weather really is very hard to beat. There are some changes though coming up during the work week. I'll break them down here for you day by day coming up right after this.